What did I say? Tell them to bring me my money.
Good afternoon. You're listening to WQKE LP 93.9 FM out of Plattsburgh, New York. Welcome to your 3 o'clock sports report with Desmond and Liam. Desmond, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm really starting to get sick and tired of the music that plays on here, though.
We don't choose that, by the way.
I'd hope that we.
I feel like every so often there's a good song.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, there's no, like, known songs. Like,
Yeah.
It's not, like, anything crazy, but some of the music on here is interesting.
If you tune into the other campus radio station, WARP, they got some bangers on there.
I guess you can call it that.
I like their music.
That's one way to put it.
There's a wide variety of music there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is literally world beat. So.
Yeah, that's like a world beat station. This is more just the student-run station. So
Yeah.
Well, that had nothing to do with sports, so let's transition to sports. Start every episode as we normally do with our twinning attire. Yesterday was crew necks.
Yep.
Or Monday was crew necks, sorry, and then today is T-shirts.
I have my Miami Heat shirt because I think I might have mentioned this on the last show, some kind person decided to donate their entire Miami Heat shirt and hat collection. So I now own 7 Miami Heat shirts and a 2005 championship hat, which I'm also wearing.
Yeah, what she's wearing. I'm wearing a 1950 Chicago Bulls shirt. I could look at the year.
1950?
1960? I don't know. Let's look.
Oh.
1960.
Oh, I think that's the year that they were formed.
Yes.
I don't know.
So, there's your. We'll talk about the Bulls later, but I was watching The Last Dance today, trying to give me motivation to finish an essay. Such a good documentary.
Oh, absolutely.
I was watching the part about the flu game. That one always gives me goosebumps, and then the part about that last sequence of the '98 finals. You know what I'm talking about?
Where Jordan stole it, hit the shot?
Yeah.
Which is why Stockton is not a good playmaker, because if he was a good playmaker, he'd know that if Jordan left his man to go get Malone, that there'd be another open man. But he's so keyed in on doing the one same play over and over again that he still passed the ball to Malone, making for an easy steal, which, again, is why John Stockton is not as good of a playmaker as people think. Anyways.
There's your John Stockton rant of the day. I just love Michael Jordan because he tarnished the Utah Jazz legacy. Without MJ, that team probably would have won like 3 chips.
I don't know about that because, again, their style of play is so predictable.
Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah, and Jordan even said it.
Literally what made Jordan win was seeing, here comes the same bounce pass to the post that we've seen 15 times in this quarter. Let me go steal it this time.
I think his exact words in the documentary is they were going to run their, quote, patented play.
Yeah,
he said, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, that kind of play, running the same play every single time will not work down the stretch, and teams need to realize that. And the Jazz didn't, and thank goodness they didn't, because I don't think I'd be able to be happy with myself if Karl Malone and Stockton had a ring.
I love, too, that, like, there's just, we're going to talk about LeBron today, and, like, I love the GOAT debate. I think I kind of have started to agree with what Michael Jordan said about the debate, that it's really hard to compare eras, because they were completely different eras.
Yeah.
But, like, there are things that Michael Jordan did, if you watch that documentary, that I still can't even fathom. Like, the flu game. I can't even fathom that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I'm sick, I can't even move.
No, I feel you. I couldn't even do the radio show when I was sick,
It's just unbelievable. We could talk about Michael Jordan for a whole hour.
Yeah,
in my
absolutely.
mind. So, let's get into NFL. Okay. Before we get into this, I'm sure if you're a sports fan and you're listening to this, you know what happened today, the Tyreek Hill trade. This all happened in literally 30 minutes.
Yeah, I texted... Because Schefter, Rappaport, whichever one came out, saying that extension talks between Tyreek and the Chiefs have stalled, I believe is the word they chose, and that they're allowing him to seek a trade. And I texted Liam that, and I also texted my dad that, and then literally 20 minutes, half an hour later, the trade went down.
It was like, I saw that, I'm like, this will probably, we'll be able to talk about this on the show, like, we'll be able to talk about what our preferred destinations
like what could happen.
Yeah, what could happen, what teams need a receiver. Then Schefter tweets, not even 3 minutes later, I'm not even lying, I'm not even being dramatic, 3 minutes later, the Jets and Dolphins are targets. I'm
he said that they both had a deal in place, but it's up to Tyreek Hill on what happens now.
And, I was like, is this really going to happen right now? And then, 5 minutes later, it broke. I was like, I guess it is back to the theory that, it's not really a theory, it's fact that teams, when things get leaked, teams are in full control of what gets leaked and what doesn't get leaked, but I just didn't think it was going to happen that fast.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely didn't think it would happen that fast, but I will say I'm very surprised that the Eagles, who had 3 first-round picks, did not jump on this, because obviously they're in desperate need of a receiver, because the only really starting quality guy they have right now is Devonta Smith. And even then, he had a good rookie season, but not as good as people thought he would. I mean, then again, Jalen Hurts is quarterback. But, basically...
Sorry, you go ahead. You can go ahead.
All right. I'm just going to break down the trade.
Yeah.
The Chiefs got a first-round pick, which is, I believe, the 29th overall pick, a second and fourth-round pick in this year's draft, alongside a fourth and sixth-round pick in next year's draft. In the Dolphins, obviously, get Tyreek Hill. And as for the other team in the Jets, I think they offered like 2 second-round picks and a fourth. So,
oh, my God.
But that's the thing is, if Tyreek Hill wanted to go to the Jets, the Chiefs said they would have taken the deal because it was all up to Tyreek and what he wanted, but he wanted to go to Miami, which I don't blame him.
I would rather go
better
there.
Weather, better team, better situation.
More likely to make a playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I
Well,
don't know.
we can complain about Tua all you want. Who would you rather take passes from, Tua or Zach Wilson? I think I would say Tua.
For the kind of receiver that Tyreek Hill is, he's more than just a deep threat now, obviously. But for the type of receiver he is, who is obviously the fastest man in football, I think I'd rather take Zach Wilson because Tua has a noodle arm. He cannot throw the ball more than like 30, 40 yards.
You want to talk about a team that's a quarterback away?
Dolphins?
Oh, my God, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they need to fix up their line. Obviously, in other news, I don't think we covered it. Teron Armstead, I believe it was yesterday, ended up signing there on a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
So that's obviously big news because they might have the worst offensive line in the league outside of the Giants. I know I say the Giants have the worst, but in reality, I hate to say it might be the Dolphins because at least the Giants have Andrew Thomas, and the closest decent offensive lineman that the Dolphins have is Robert Hunt, who even then is like solid, I think. But, I mean, great move for Miami. Obviously, they gave up a lot, which they could, especially the way the draft is, they could have used it for offensive line. But if you have the opportunity to get such a dynamic playmaker to add to a team that already has another dynamic playmaker in Jalen Waddle, you'll take that. And something I've said on Twitter already today is the Dolphins might be the new team to use in Madden because Tyreek Hill, 99 speed, Jalen Waddle, 98 speed, Raheem Mostert, 97 speed. And obviously, if you play Madden, you know that speed is kind of the only thing that matters in the game. So, yeah.
I think it was honestly a very good trade by both sides. I honestly, I'm a big fan of what the Chiefs did. Hey, you can't extend him. We'll just go get value for him, and you got a lot. You got a lot out of him.
And they'll probably, just like the Packers with Devontae Adams, they'll probably end up taking a receiver. Yeah.
What's the contract? 4 years, $120 million.
Think so.
Yeah, that's a crazy deal.
Yeah.
So he
with
now
70 mil guaranteed.
Yeah. So Tyreek Hill gets a 4-year extension. He now becomes the highest paid receiver. I guess let's break down this move a little more. My expectations are not the highest for the Dolphins ever, and my expectations for Tyreek Hill are not great either.
Because of Tua.
Yeah,
that might not be your reasoning, but that's my reasoning.
No, it's my reasoning, and I also think you come from probably the greatest play caller in the league, aside from Bill Belichick, and the greatest quarterback in the league right now. Yeah. Of course you're going to have insane seasons. Like that 13-second drive against the Bills, that play that pass that Tyreek Hill caught, that was such a well-designed play. Yeah. So I guess that's all we have in the NFL. I have one quick thing for you. I'm spotting this on you or surprising this with you. Mel Kiper just released his top 5 of most of the positions in the draft.
Like, in terms of value? Like, top 5? Okay.
So, the ones on Instagram, because I don't want to log into my ESPN Plus, I don't have the time for that, are quarterback, defensive end, wide receiver, cornerback, and running back. I'll let you guess the top 5 in order.
In order.
Yeah.
And offensive line is not one of them.
Offensive line's not one of them. I have to log into my...
Wait, let me see.
It's just graphics. I don't want to show you because you'll be able to give you...
The top 5 players.
Yes.
I thought you meant top 5 position. Okay, top 5 quarterbacks.
In order.
In order? Okay, 1 Pickett, 2 Malik Willis, 3 Matt Corral, 4... I literally don't. Sam Howell, and 5. I don't know. I don't know the quarterbacks.
1 Malik Willis.
Okay.
2 Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
3 Desmond Ritter.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. I would have put Ritter 3. I completely forgot about
4
Ritter.
Corral. 5 Howell.
Okay, so I was pretty on spot outside of completely forgetting Desmond Ritter.
Defensive end.
1. It should be Kayvon Thibodeau, but 1's probably Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
2 Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yep.
3. Is it Jermaine Johnson or David Ajabo?
No.
Is it Trayvon Walker?
Yep.
Is 4 David Ajabo?
No.
Is it Jermaine Johnson?
Yep.
And 5 George Karlaftis?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know how what's his face got.
Who?
got cut out of that list.
Probably because of his injury, David
Yeah.
Ojabo.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. All right, wide receiver. This one's a lot harder.
Yeah, because I know the wide receivers. I just don't know where they rank. Is number one David Bell? Is that his name?
I don't know if that's his name. But
I don't know.
one is Drake London.
Drake London, yep, that's who I thought. Drake.
Okay, 2, do you know?
No, I don't know. I
Okay.
know the receivers, but I don't know.
2,
the
Garrett
order.
Wilson.
Yep.
3, Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, I
Olave.
think. I don't know.
Jahan Dotson is 4, Penn State.
Yep.
5 is Jamison Williams. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cornerbacks.
1, Sauce Gardner. 2, what? Don't tell me 1 is Stingley.
It is Stingley.
That is terrible.
Keep going.
2, Gardner.
Yep.
3, is it McDuffie?
Yep.
4, I really don't know.
Tariq Woolen.
Tariq Woolen, yep, he's good. And 5, I really don't
Andrew
know.
Booth Jr.
Yep,
from
yeah,
Clemson.
yeah.
UTCA are my favorite school. Oh, they also have running backs, too. Do you know the running backs?
Would 1 be Kenneth Walker?
No, he's
Brees
2.
Hall?
Yeah, Brees Hall's 1.
Yep. Yeah, outside of that, I don't know.
3 is James Cook.
Yep.
4 is Isaiah
he's-
Spiller.
yeah.
And then 5 is Kyron Williams.
Giants are targeting
Yeah.
James Cook, I've heard.
I wish we could go in. If the internet was better in here, I'd log in and go into the
Yeah.
offensive line because I'm very curious. I know that's your favorite.
My offensive line would go straight offensive line, non-positional.
Evan Neal.
Tyler Linderbaum 1, Evan
Yep.
Neal 2, Ike Mekwonu 3, 4 would be Charles Cross, and 5 would probably be Bernard Raymond or Zion Johnson, because I'm not very high on Trevor Penning as the next person.
I can actually find it. If you want to go into the NFL stuff, I will find it quickly.
Well, you mean NBA?
Or the NBA stuff,
we
sorry.
don't have much on the NFL, because outside of the things we mentioned, nothing's happened. But with that, we'll move to the NBA. And the Knicks played yesterday, and I did not watch it because I'm kind of sick of the team. And after seeing how some of the guys on the team performed, and Trae Young continuing to be the father of New York, dropping 40 in MSG while
I was so sick.
talking to fans, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it because I don't think I could handle that. I mean, I'm not surprised. There was no Randall yesterday, which makes me kind of want to watch it because I love watching Obi way more than I love Randall. I will say this, and I know people will agree with me. When Randall is not hitting his shots, which is quite often, he's probably the most painful player in the NBA to watch because he's slow, he takes horribly contested shots, and it's hard to watch him play. It really is hard to watch him play when he's not hitting his shots. But I mean, Tom Thibodeau is just playing tank commander right now. The guy is playing Taj Gibson over Obi in crunch time, and at that point, I have no respect for the guy, and I'm just kind of hoping that we move on from him, even though I read a report saying that we're not going to, which I guess I understand, but in reality, it's not the right move at all, and the front office needs to open their eyes and realize that he's not the correct coach for the direction this team is going, which is not in the playoffs. But I mean, that's really all I have to say on the Knicks. The season's coming to an end soon. I think there's only like 10, 11 games left. So, I mean, at this point, the Knicks aren't making the playoffs unless the 9 and 10 seed really just fall and lose like the rest of their games. But we'll then move on to the quick little segment on the Chicago Bulls, which I've been seeing this a lot because I have a lot of Bulls fans and a lot of Bulls haters on my Twitter. And the Bulls are 0-16 against top 3 seeded
That's
teams.
insane.
I mean, yeah, they've had injuries. Levine was out for a while. Caruso, Lonzo, Patrick Williams have all been out for a while. But, I mean, not one. Like, not one. Even, like, I just don't get how you don't get one. Like, I think the Knicks have one, I think. But, I don't know. I'm not saying they're frauds or anything because they've had to, I mean, maybe they kind of are. But they've had to deal with a lot of injuries, so I'm not going to really harp on them too hard, but they definitely need to improve in a lot of just I don't know. I haven't watched many Bulls games as many Bulls games this year.
They've fallen off
would've
record-wise.
watched
They
it.
were the 1 seed, and I think they're down to like the 4 or 5 now.
I think they're down farther than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But with that, we'll move on to a team I've actually enjoyed to watch and talk about recently in the Celtics. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 21 out of their last 25. They are now, I believe, what seed are they? I think they're way higher than I'm thinking. Let me look it up really quickly here. But I mean, Tatum's been playing ridiculous. They are the 4 seed.
Really?
And they're about 2 games outside of the 1 seed, which is very ideal because right now they'd be playing the Bulls, and as my cousin Jameson, who I mention often, that's a pretty good matchup for the Celtics because they have 3 elite defenders in Marcus, Jalen, and Tatum against their 3 best scorers in DeRozan, Levine, and if healthy, Lonzo. Even though Lonzo, I mean, the toss-up in scoring between Lonzo and Vucevic is whatever, but regardless, you have Robert Williams, who I'm going to talk about how impressive he's been this season, on Nikola Vucevic. So you have a lot of good defenders for a lot of their offensive players, and they don't have many good defenders for the Celtics offensive players. Like, Levine's not a very good defender. DeRozan's he's not necessarily a bad defensive player, but he's also not good, not near the level of Tatum. Lonzo's a very good offensive player, but who's he really going to guard? Because, I mean, if we're going straight positional, obviously he'd be on Marcus Smart, but I doubt I mean, if they make Lonzo, I wouldn't make Lonzo guard Marcus Smart. I'd put him on one of Tatum or Brown. Not that I as much as I love Lonzo, not that I think he'd be able to do much to stop them. But then you have Vucevic, who's a very bad defender, as on Robert Williams, even though Robert Williams isn't the biggest scoring threat. But Robert Williams has been very, very impressive this season. I expected him to be better this season because, as I mentioned, me and my cousin Jameson, like to compare him and Mitchell Robinson a lot because they have very similar play styles. And he took the jump I kind of expected Mitchell to take. Mitchell Robinson has been very good this season, don't get me wrong. But Robert Williams has been legitimate. Like, he could win Defensive Player of the Year one day, could be an all-defensive player, is an all-defensive talent, but because of players ahead of him will probably not make it. But, I mean, the Celtics have, like, the number 1 defense in the league. They have had it since they've gone on this tear. It's not really surprising when you have Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams, and even though he's taken a fall off, Al Horford in the same lineup, that's a pretty good defensive lineup. No way around it. And then even off the bench, Grant Williams isn't a bad defender. Derek White is a very solid defender. They have a very good defensive team and a lot of offensive options, like guys who have taken jumps, like Grant Williams, who's become a very good three-point shooter out of nowhere. Robert Williams, who's taken a jump to become a defensive specialist that I kind of didn't expect out of him. I thought he'd be like not necessarily Hassan Whiteside kind of guy, where like if he's not getting a block, he's not doing something, but I didn't expect his defense to be so consistent like it has been. But it's very nice to watch his team succeed because they were really struggling out of the gates this season. But with that, we'll move on to our last little thing on the NBA for now, which is that LeBron James, after I believe last night, is leading the league in scoring with 30 points per game at the age of 37.
Insane.
It's pretty funny because I think for like scoring in your year 19 season, it goes LeBron at 30 points per game, and then Kareem at like 14, and then Carmelo Anthony at 13. Like,
That's
it's
nuts.
actually pretty crazy. Like how good he is, his longevity. And I mean, I mentioned it last time how on the show if he averages like 25 points per game, like flat 25 points for the next 58 games, he'll pass Kareem. I don't know where he's at exactly in scoring, but all I know is if he ends up with his career, which I don't know if he will, I'm probably very off in my math, but imagine he finishes his career with 40,000 points, 10,000 assists, well, obviously plus 10,000 assists and 10,000 rebounds.
That'd be insane.
I mean, he already has 30. He's the only player with 30, 10, and 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, statistically speaking, there's no player that will top every landmark like LeBron has. And, I mean, he's probably going to end up, I mean, what's he right now in all-time in assists? Like 8, I think? 7 or 8?
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty insane to watch him still be so dominant this far into his career. But with that, is it time to talk about the final games for March Madness?
Yeah, or we can do this. You can guess some offensive
right.
line
Yeah,
positions.
I'll do that.
So they in this article, it's actually pretty cool. They have like a bunch of different analyst rankings. We'll stick to Mel Kiper because he's pretty famous.
Yeah.
So they did him on the positions on the line.
Okay, I can do that.
So tackles would be the first one.
1, Evan Neal. Is
Okay.
one Ikem Ekwonu?
Yeah.
Okay. 2, Evan Neal.
Yep.
3, Charles Cross.
Yep.
Trevor Penning.
Yep.
Bernard Raymond.
Tyler Smith.
What?
Yeah.
I like Tyler Smith. I had the Giants taking him in one of my mocks, I think, in like later in the round. No. It was one of my like 10 late round guys to keep an eye on. But I don't know. I put Bernard Raymond over him.
McShay? I don't know who that is.
Todd McShay.
Todd McShay, okay. Aquanu, Neal, Cross, Penning, Raymond.
Yeah.
Okay, guards.
Guards.
This one you're not gonna like.
Is one Zion Johnson?
No.
Is one Kenyon Green?
Yes.
That's terrible. I like Kenyon Green, but he did not have a very good. Well, he didn't necessarily have a bad season, but he didn't have as good of a season as he was expected to. So it was 2 Zion Johnson.
Yes.
3 is 3 Darian Kennard.
No.
He's a tackle, but they're saying he could go to guard. Oh man, I haven't done much on guards because I've just been so focused on Zion Johnson.
Parham.
Dylan Parham. Yep.
Cole Strange.
Yep.
Jamari Sailor. It's for Georgia.
I thought he was a tackle. They're probably going to do like what people are saying. They might do the Ikem Ekwonu. He's a tackle, but they might switch him over to guard because he's a better fit for that
Every
position.
single one of these guys has a different ranking.
That bad.
McShay has Green, Johnson, Strange, Sean Ryan from UCLA. I've never heard that name.
I have not heard of him.
And then Dylan Parham.
Obviously you're going to go, in terms of ranking, you're going to go over the guy that people have heard of the most in Kenyon Green.
Yeah.
Because he was a big prospect coming out of high school, but Zion Johnson is the guy. I will die on that hill that he will be a star in this league.
Centers.
Tyler Linderbaum better be one.
Yeah.
Jarrett Patterson too?
No.
No? Is it,
Blanket.
yeah, I don't...
Cameron Jurgens.
I've not heard of him. The only center I've looked at is Linderbaum because that's the only center I want because it's literally him who's like the generational talent and then it's just straight downhill.
Yeah, it's just Linderbaum.
Where's Jarrett Patterson at in these? He's not even in them?
Not even in them.
What?
He must be somewhere else then.
I mean, unless they're talking about moving him to guard, I don't know, but...
No, he's not. I don't see any Jarrett Patterson.
That is ridiculous.
All right, then we'll finish off with consensus top 10 overall ranking.
Overall ranking.
Yeah.
All prospects.
All prospects.
Okay. Is 1 Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
Is 2 Evan Neal. No. Mine is 2 Thibodeau.
No. Kyle Hamilton.
That was my next guess.
3.
Is it offensive lineman?
Yes.
Evan Neal.
No.
Ekwonu.
Yes. Then Neal.
Then Sauce Gardner.
Thibodeau. At 5. 6 is Sauce Gardner.
Is 7 Stingley?
Yes.
Oh my god.
8. You're not even going to guess 8. I'm just going to give it to you. It's Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
9 is Trayvon Walker.
Yep.
10 is a tie between Drake London and Charles Cross.
I'd put Cross over London in terms of positional value, especially with how he did with how Cross just did at his pro day. But I mean, that's not the worst I've seen. I mean,
well, it's also like that was the consensus ranking, basically the averages of all 4 of those guys. So like those guys may have had different rankings.
Yeah.
So there's your fun little draft game.
Yeah,
we're excited for the draft.
I am very excited for the draft because it's either going to be the best day of my life or the worst day of my life.
It's probably going to be the worst.
I mean, all I'm saying right now is there's no way this happens. But in Mel Kiper's draft, he had both Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau falling to the Giants. Now, if that happens, I will fall to my knees and cry tears of joy. But
how would that work?
I really do not. I do not
Hutchinson
understand.
first.
It would have to be Hutchinson, and then like for some reason teams are taking like Kyle Hamilton, Ekwonu, and Cross. I mean, Cross.
He just released another mock.
I've said before that I'm not as high on Cross as I am on Ekwonu or Neal. I am still very high on him, but like I think, especially Evan Neal. Evan Neal, I think, will be one of the best offensive linemen in the league right out the gate. I think Ekwonu will be very good, but I think he might need a year or two to. I think Charles Cross has a very high floor, is what I'm saying. He's like the Andrew Thomas of the draft. When Andrew Thomas was drafted, he wasn't seen as a guy who's going to come out the gate and on fire, but he was seen as a guy who had a very high floor, and that's what Charles Cross kind of is to me. You know what you're going to get out of him, but he might not be as much of a explosive talent as Ekwonu or Neal, who are kind of known for putting guys into the dirt every play. But
interesting.
I
Mel Kiper's new mock is out.
All right, let's see it.
It's 1 Hutchinson, which is probably going to happen.
Yeah, it's either going to be one of Thibodeau and Hutchinson or Evan Neal, one of those guys.
2 is Hamilton. It says
going to the Lions.
Yeah, Hutchinson's in play here. Kuiper said.
I wouldn't. No.
I don't know about that.
Not to the. You don't. I'm very high on Kyle Hamilton. Don't get me wrong. Not many Giants fans agree on me with me on this, but I wouldn't mind drafting him because we need a safety, and I'm very high on him. But with the situation the Lions are in, you can't take a safety that high. It's just you need secondary help. But if you can get an edge rusher like Kayvon Thibodeau to help your defense when you don't really have many insane pass rushers, take him.
So 3 is Quanu.
Going to the
Texans.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
They scare me the most because the Jaguars and Jets both signed offensive linemen. Texans haven't, and they need every position outside of left tackle. So they scare me the most in terms of taking.
Jets have Drake London, which kind of makes sense though. Yeah, it does.
Not that high. They have 2 first-round picks. You take what you do right there. You take Sauce Gardner, you take Kayvon Thibodeau if he's available. You take literally anything besides a receiver. You need a receiver. I understand that. I know many Jets fans understand they need a receiver, but the chances of him being available with their second pick in the first round is very high. So at that point, you take either a lineman, Kyle Hamilton, even though he won't be available in this, he's probably going to be available in real life. There are a lot of other options of need in that spot other than receiver, especially with how deep the receiver class is. But
5's Neal. 6 is Trayvon Walker. 7 is Thibodeau.
Yeah, that's where you lose me. I'm sorry. That's where you lose me.
And then this is where it gets weird. 8, Garrett Wilson. Which doesn't...
Where's he going?
The Falcons, which I don't like.
That's terrible.
I don't like...
That is terrible.
But it just doesn't...
No. Okay.
I'm starting to think the Falcons are going to pick a quarterback. Is what my thought process.
They could.
Especially with getting rid of Matt Ryan and signing Mariota.
They're either going to run Mariota for a year than try to draft Bryce Love.
Yeah. Hill. Oh, is it Bryce Love?
It's Bryce Love.
Sorry.
No, Bryce Young. Bryce Young.
I was about to say.
I mixed up Jordan Love
yes.
and Bryce Young. But anyways, they're probably going to run Mariota for a year, suck, and then take Bryce Young. But the thing that kills me, if you want to say that a team is going to take Ekwonu over Neal, I don't agree. But okay, whatever. Ekwonu has more positional flexibility. He can play the guard, he can play the tackle. But to take Trayvon Walker over Kayvon Thibodeau, I don't understand the thinking. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't.
I don't know though, because it just depends need. But we can talk about it a different time. 9 Charles Cross for the Seahawks.
Yes, yeah.
And then 10 Sauce Gardner for the Jets. I just don't think he's going to fall that far.
I'd switch. I'd take Sauce with the first pick and then take London with the second.
I don't think
whatever's top receiver available.
I don't think he's going to fall that far.
No, of course.
Because if I was the Falcons and I saw Sauce Gardner on the board, I'm pretty sure I would take him.
Him and AJ Terrell would be one of the best duos in the league.
I'm pretty sure I would take him and run your strategy. We don't as the management for the Falcons, I put our offense is absolutely terrible, but we get Ridley back next year, so we just gotta
hopefully they'll get Ridley back.
We just need to stick it out and stack our defense. Would be my way of thinking of it, or they take a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean. I don't like any of the quarterbacks this year. I think they have potential.
I think Pickett's got the biggest upside.
Malik, I don't know, Malik Willis. I think if everything goes right for Malik Willis, he will turn out to be the best. But I think that in terms of floor, it's definitely Kenny Pickett. Yeah. But I'm also not very high on either of them, and I would not take either of them in the top 10 if I'm a team, unless you are extremely, extremely desperate, which their teams kind of aren't.
So I think when the draft gets a little closer, we'll end up compiling a lot of the mocks and end up debating about them. This was a little bit of an informal debate, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we'll head to break. When we come back, we'll preview the college basketball games of the week and then do some NBA trivia. See you then.
Woo.
Welcome back to WQKE. This is the second half of your 3 o'clock sports report with Desmond and Lane. We just broke down the Tyreek Hill move for this offseason. I'm seeing a tweet right now, and I love it. People are asking, is this one of the biggest off seasons ever? Definitely one of the best off seasons I can remember.
If not the best.
Yeah, ever. So this is the tweet. And these are missing moves, too.
Yeah.
Tyreek to the Dolphins, Devontae to the Raiders, Russell Wilson to the Broncos. I almost said Russell Westbrook. Deshaun to the Browns, Brady retiring and unretiring, Rodgers returning to the Packers, Khalil Mack to the Chargers, Amari to the Browns, Von Miller to the Bills, Matt Ryan to the Colts, Carson Wentz to the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention
J.C. Jackson,
Teron Armstead, Brandon Scherf, Lincoln Tomlinson.
Those guys aren't big names. Come on. ESPN isn't going to tweet about those guys. Come on.
I'd hope they would, but
I mean, I think the J.C. Jackson's going to be a really underrated move.
Absolutely. Him, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., and whoever they already have in that secondary is going to. That's like the future right there.
All right, so we're going to go into the Sweet 16 preview. So Sweet 16 Elite 8 are this weekend, then next weekend. I think that's right.
I don't know when the Elite 8 starts, but
I think it does.
When?
Does it start this weekend?
I have no idea.
While we're looking into that, I'll have you preview our first game and probably my favorite game of the weekend.
This is your favorite game right here, Arkansas and Gonzaga.
Yeah, I love Gonzaga.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that would be my favorite game. All right, so first we have number 4 Arkansas versus number 1 Gonzaga. I mean, yeah, I like Arkansas, but Gonzaga.
Yeah, you're coming into
when you only make 14 shots in your last win, then you're gonna probably get stomped on. But as of right now, Gonzaga are 9-point favorites, not the highest point favorite.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
the Elite Eight's next weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, but as of right now, I'm definitely taking Gonzaga in this. If you only make 14 shots in your last game against New Mexico State, I can only imagine what Gonzaga will do to you.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought Memphis was going to be one of their toughest opponents in this playoffs.
That's why.
Yeah, like they were able to waver against a really hard 9 seed Memphis. Now it's like that's a pretty smooth sailing win, but you never know.
Yeah. But up next we have number 11 Michigan versus number 2 Villanova. And Villanova right now are 5-point favorites, but if they can't contain, I think his name is Hunter Dickinson, they are not winning that game. I'm sorry.
They've had some good games this March Madness.
No, I agree. They're a very good team, but Hunter Dickinson has been absolutely ridiculous during the tournament. If they can't contain him, then it's probably going to be not easy for Michigan, but it'll probably end in a win for Michigan. I'm personally going to take Michigan in this one.
Really?
Because I don't think they're going to be able to contain Hunter Dickinson.
I like Nova in this game. I like Nova last week, so we'll just see if they'll be able to pull through again. They're a pretty good shooting team. So next, I love this game. This is a game I really like. Texas Tech and Duke. You know it's going to be a good game when the lower seed is favored by 1.
Yeah.
Texas Tech is obviously a defensive, I believe one of the better defensive teams this season, if I remember correctly. And like you wrote down the notes, Banchero is
Paolo's got to go off for them to win this one without a doubt.
Come on, do it for Coach K.
Yeah, I forgot that he is retiring.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean right now Texas Tech are 1-point favorites, but I can very, 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 very easily see Duke winning.
It's a 1-point favorite. It's just a toss up. They just have to give it to someone.
Up next we have number 5 Houston against number 1 Arizona. If what's his face Koloko plays like he did against TCU, Arizona is going to blow Houston out of the water. He was ridiculous, both him and Mather, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but whatever. But I mean, I don't know much about Houston. I think they have a couple really good players on their team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're a good defensive team too. But I like Arizona in this game.
Yeah, me too, absolutely.
I think Arizona has been just dominant. Arizona's like one of those weird teams who really hasn't been close, or besides the TCU game, it's just been crushing it.
Right now, Arizona are 1.5-point favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up winning this game by a good amount.
Yeah, I think they have to be so lower because of that game against TCU. That was not convincing.
Yeah, those are the games for Thursday, and move on to the games for Friday. Well, tomorrow, technically. Move on to the games for Friday, which is my favorite game of the week. Number 15, St. Peter's against number 3, Purdue. I think St. Peter's might get blown out of the water here, but I really don't care. I don't care.
Doug
Eddert. That's all I got to say. But they made it. They made it into the Sweet 16. Now they're playing a very, very tough Purdue team with Jaden Ivey, who has been ridiculous during the tournament, to say the least. Right now, I said that Gonzaga didn't have the highest point favorite differential because Purdue does. They're 12.5-point favorites. I'm still going to go with St. Peter's. I will go with St. Peter's until I die.
I have Purdue in the Final Four, so we're going
I had Purdue in the Final Four, but I didn't have them playing St. Peter's, so that will be on hold for now. But
I think I had them playing Iowa. No,
I didn't have
No,
Iowa.
I had them playing Kentucky, not Iowa. Sorry, I had them playing Kentucky.
Oof, yeah. Up next, we have number 4 Providence against number 1 Kansas. Kansas barely beat Creighton in their last game, and they need to be better defensively this week. And then Providence in their last game blew out Richmond with one of their better players in AJ Reeves playing poorly. Shot like 3 for 10. As of right now, Kansas are 7.5-point favorites. I mean, beating Richmond, they were pretty high seed, but I mean, it's Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond was a low seed.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to be a lot closer than this is calling it. I don't really like that Kansas are 7.5-point favorites, but we'll see.
So that's one of those spreads that's weird.
Yeah, and then on to probably my second favorite game.
This is probably going to be one of the closest games of the weekend, I think.
Which is number 8 UNC going up against number 4 UCLA. If with UNC being as hot as they are right now, Johnny Juzang needs to recreate some of the magic he had last season.
And he's getting there slowly.
Yeah.
They still have so many good players.
Oh yeah, even outside of Juzang.
Jamie, is it
Jaime? It's like Jaime something.
Jaquez. He got hurt in the last game, but
really?
I don't know if he's playing or not. And then they have what's his name? The guy with the dreads.
I haven't watched.
Tiger Campbell is his name. Tiger Campbell.
But obviously UNC pulled off a huge upset last week against Baylor, even though the refs did a lot of things within their power to make it in Baylor's favor. They still ended up pulling through. And as of right now, UCLA are 2.5-point favorites. I agree. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. And move on. I guess we can move on to probably the worst matchup of the week, which is number 11 Iowa State versus number 10 Miami. I mean,
why is this game? Is this the latest game of the day?
I think so.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, they both pulled off pretty big upsets. I mean, Iowa State beat number 3 Wisconsin. Miami beat number 2 Auburn. I don't know much about the teams outside of that because
Miami looked really good.
They looked incredible.
They didn't just upset Auburn; they trounced Auburn.
Iowa State's defense played very well against Wisconsin. As of right now, Miami are 2.5-point favorites. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'll probably end up watching because I believe it's the latest game out of all of them. So I'm sure I'll end up watching.
We know you're a night owl.
Yeah,
Mr. Up till 4 a.m. So those are your March Madness preview for the week. We have just over 14 minutes left, so we'll do like 10 minutes of NBA trivia, and then we'll send it off for the week. So a couple weeks ago, we started doing NBA trivia with Desmond, and we've had a lot of fun. So we'll hit him with a few questions here. Right. I wish we had like a back Jeopardy music.
I might be able to add some. I'll add some nice little music in the post-production magic.
Yeah, tune into our if you can't catch a show, tune into our podcast
on Spotify and YouTube.
Yes. Which NBA player recorded an astounding total of 39 free throws attempts in a single NBA playoff game in 2000?
In 2000?
I shouldn't have said that. I should have just said playoff game.
Shaq?
Yeah, I should have just said playoff game because you probably could have guessed.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think Dwayne Wade took like 20-something when they were playing the Mavericks, but
this is such a stupid question.
What?
I can't even pronounce these guys' names. Who of the following was not a member of the 2002 Got Milk NBA All-Rookie Second Team?
Okay, 2000?
Yeah, 2002 to 2003, sorry.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The options are Jay Williams, Gordon Garesic.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Nene Hilario.
Nene Hilario.
Yeah.
Nene, I love
Nene. Okay, and then Emmanuel Ginobili. Sorry.
I know Nene made All-Rookie team.
All-Rookie second team.
Yeah. Was it Jay Will?
It's Nene because he was first team.
Oh, okay.
That's why I specified.
All right.
Youngest player to reach 10,000 season points. Yeah.
LeBron.
What?
The youngest player to reach 10,000 points, like period.
It says I don't want to add this part of the question, but I think it's necessary because it just gives it away in the 20th century, or it'd be in the 21st century. Sorry.
LeBron.
Kobe.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, it says 20th century.
I don't know. It's a weird question.
That one. I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Which of these positions has Magic Johnson not played? Center, small forward, power forward, point guard.
I thought he's played every position.
He has not played small forward. Fun fact.
I could have sworn he was playing small forward when he came back because that's kind of what... I think that's wrong. I swear to God he played small forward.
This is what's written. He played center in a game in the 80s finals.
Yep, I know that.
Power forward when his comeback after being diagnosed with AIDS, and point guard was his usual position.
Yeah,
but he never played.
I know he played small forward because that was a big reason why Cedric Ceballos fell off was because Magic came in and took away small forward for a lot. Unless I am tripping. which I
Google
maybe...
it. Google it.
It says he played power forward, but I know he played small forward. I could have sworn.
Google has Magic Johnson played small forward.
They'll bring up a ton of weird links. We'll just move on for
All
now.
right. By the turn of the 20th century, which of these cities had never held an NBA franchise?
Okay. What are they?
Sheboygan,
What?
Wichita, Waterloo, or Providence?
I know Providence had a team.
Yep.
Did Waterloo have a team?
The answer is Wichita. Has never had an NBA
I
franchise.
thought it might have been Wichita.
All right. In which city did the Jazz play before they went to Salt Lake City in 1979?
Oh, they were... Where were they? I know this.
You got this.
Was it... Is it an Eastern state? Or play? No.
No, it's not.
New Orleans.
Yes.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is the correct answer. Good one. Who was the only player in NBA history to accumulate 20,000 points plus in his career while averaging fewer than 15 points per game?
Steve Nash?
Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was
That's
able
because
to
he played for 25 years. That's why.
and had great scoring consistency, is what it
that's
says.
because he played for 20 years.
Who was the MVP of the 1981 NBA Finals?
81, that
Yeah.
was it Dr. J. Moses Malone?
Cedric Maxwell, nicknamed Cornbread.
Oh, that's the year the Celtics won. 1980 was Philly.
Yeah.
81 was, okay.
With what company did Vince Carter sign his first shoe endorsement?
Reebok?
Puma is the correct answer.
I didn't even know they were around back then.
Vince Carter.
Wow, I'm doing a lot worse this time.
The NBA... These are hard ones. These are really hard.
Yeah.
The NBA player to reach 5,000 points, the second fastest in history, was...
What?
You heard me.
You might need to find new questions, man. It's
Second fastest
to reach 5,000 points.
Yes.
I don't know. Devin Booker?
The
LeBron?
answer is Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
I love Sharif Abdul-Rahim to the bottom of my heart, but that might have been the worst question I've ever seen in my
This is a good
entire
one.
life.
That's a funny question. This is a good one. What player holds the NBA postseason single series record for most points average per game?
Would that be... So just any postseason
Series.
Would that be Donovan Mitchell?
The answer is Jerry West, who averaged 46.3 points against the Lakers in 1965.
I mean, come on,
That's a good
man.
question, though. This is... I don't know if you're going to have the
This is
answer, but this is a
terrible.
great question. Or it's a hard question. This NBA's coaches squad was called for a record-setting 60 personal fouls in one game. What is his name?
60?
Yeah.
Is it...
This took place in 1949.
Oh,
so I don't
okay.
know. It's
I don't know.
Howard Schultz.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought it might have been like the 03-04 Pistons, maybe. Larry Brown, but...
Do you know who Corliss Williamson is?
Yes,
What's
I
his
do.
nickname?
I think that funny enough I know this.
What is it?
Because it's a joke between me and my dad, because some guy posted on Facebook when Julius Randle was having like his good season. He said that Julius Randle is just a poor man's Corliss Williamson, even though they have no similarities whatsoever. Corliss Williamson's pretty good. What was his...
His nickname is Awesome. Awesome nickname.
Okay. Oh, wait, like...
It's just such a good nickname.
I know this. I know I've heard it before.
It's hilarious. That helps.
I can't.
It's Big Nasty.
Yep. Yeah.
That's such a great nickname.
There are a lot of pretty good nicknames.
Do you know who Mitch Richmond is?
Of course I know who Mitch Richmond is.
What was his nickname?
Okay, well, that's something else, because...
I give you the four options.
All right.
King, Richie, The Rock, Wizard.
The Rock?
Yeah, the answer
I
is The
know.
Rock.
Yeah.
Who was the first NBA player to play in 1,500 NBA games? Come on.
Oh, okay, we have. Parrish?
Kareem.
Kareem? I don't know.
All right.
That's, yeah, I mean...
Which team was Michael Williams on last?
Michael Williams?
Michael Williams.
Michael Carter Williams or Michael Williams?
It just says Michael Williams.
I have no idea who that is. What are the options?
There's just one answer. It's the Raptors.
Okay, so it wasn't Michael Carter Williams.
These
This
questions
is-
are like
Where are you
40s
Where are
and
you
50s.
getting this from?
Funtrivia.com. But these questions are like 50s questions. Like this one. Who was the first NBA player to score 50 or more points in a game?
Dude, I don't know that. Bob Pettit?
Joe Fulks.
Who?
Joe Fulks scored 63 points February 10th, 1949. These are insane questions.
My man dropped 63 and then went to go work at the plumber. Like, I don't know, man.
This is actually really... You might be able to get this one. Which of these players were never teammates?
Okay.
Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett. Pau Gasol and Rudy Gay. Elton Brand and Ron Artest. And Steve Nash and Jason Terry.
It would be Rudy and Powell.
That is incorrect.
Nope, so it's Nash and Terry?
That is correct.
Because, okay, so... Yeah, no, because I always forget how old Rudy Gay is. Like, it's crazy to me that he was drafted in 2006, and then the Powell trade happened in 2008 or 7. And then, yeah, no.
That's a great question, by the way.
Yeah, that is. Because I thought Terry might have been around. I don't know. That's, yeah. That's one of those ones where, like, I see an answer, and I kind of ignore the rest because I'm so confident in that one, but... Move on. The
Six-Man Award was first presented, in the 1982-1983 season. Who was the inaugural winner?
1982?
Yeah.
Dog. Come on. Can I get, like, a hint? Like, what does his name start with?
B. I've never heard of this name in my life. The answer is Bobby Jones. You do those sport quizzes all the time, so I figured you know this one.
I have done one, and I don't think because I know who Bobby Jones is. I've heard of Bobby Jones, but I don't think I've guessed it.
Oh my!
Oh boy!
I'm not even gonna ask that.
This is hurting me.
This might be the hardest.
We're doing this next episode because I need.
Who was the 45th overall selection in the 2003 NBA draft?
45th overall selection in the 2003 NBA draft.
Yeah. Who knows this?
It's got to be someone notable.
No, it's not.
It might be. Who is it?
Matt Bonner.
Matt Bonner. Yeah, no, he's actually he's a pretty solid player. He was solid for his Spurs.
Bonner. Which player was signed by the Clippers in December 2004?
In December of 2004?
Yeah, here we go. I'll give you the options. Sorry. Eddie House, Kirk Penny, Marcus Hayslip, Corsley Edwards.
Eddie House?
Correct answer is Kirk Penny.
The only one I've heard of is Eddie House. So, wow, this is the worst trivia I've ever heard.
These are hard. Like, who would know this? What's scoring it?
I know a lot of people that know a lot about basketball. Some even more than me, and I do not think anyone I know would know this stuff.
This one, nobody could ever get. What scoring average did Ray Allen post in the 2002 season? Yeah, like what?
Wow, we got to find a different website.
Who led the league in points in 2002?
2002 in points?
Yeah.
Would that be 2002? That's
2002 to 2003, sorry.
Not Shaq, is it?
And the answer is Kobe, actually.
I thought it was going to be Shaq or one of Shaq or Kobe.
How many seasons did Michael Jordan play with the Bulls?
13?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
Great question. Who was called Hondo?
Oh my God, I know this. Hondo. I think it's a large man, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, who was Hondo? I know this. Oh, I know who is it.
You got this.
Who is it? Just tell me.
John
Havlicek? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, last question.
Oh, boy.
Who was the second overall pick in the 1986 NBA draft?
1986?
Yes. He never played a game.
1986, so 84 was Jordan, 85 was Ewing. Who was 86? Because the number one pick in 86, I believe, was Brad Daugherty. So who?
The second overall pick. This is a good question. I think this is a good question. This sounds fair.
I have no idea.
The answer is Len Bias.
Oh.
Who actually never played a game because he died of a drug overdose.
Yep. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. Wow.
What team did Michael Jordan play against on the night he wore a Bulls number 12 jersey? This is actually the last question.
I know about the story.
I was going to say, you've never heard this story? Because
I've heard the story. Was it the Wizards or the Bullets, whatever they were?
The answer is the Orlando Magic.
Dude.
And that'll be
these questions are... I know that almost no one would know any of these, but it is so painful to me to sit down and read these and not know, like, any of them.
They're good. I thought they were hard.
No, absolutely. But next time, we're doing this next time. I need some revenge, and I'm gonna...
Same website, funtrivia.com.
No, do not use the same website.
Do not use Fun Trivia.
I'm all for hard trivia, But that is stuff that I don't think anyone can ever tell you right on the spot. Like,
I love it.
All due respect to Matt Bonner, very solid NBA player. But if you were to tell me that someone knows who was the 45th pick in the 2003 NBA draft right off the top of their head, that person is lying. I'm sorry, but
So that is all for our trivia segment and all for our Sports Report show. Thank you for tuning in.
Shock.
Follow us on Twitter.
Sports Report PLT. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It was lower.
I think we should start uploading trivia questions. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to like throw polls in.
So we'll start. Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff on there. Check it out. If you missed the episode, or if you just tuned in, the end of the episode, you can listen to our beginning. We had some good banter back then. When we return on Monday, it'll be some college basketball breakdown of the awesome games that are coming up this weekend. I'm so excited. And maybe NFL moves, NBA, whatever.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens then. Kind of a night-by-night basis, and we'll definitely have some trivia there. So if you liked what you heard, definitely tune in Monday at 3 o'clock. For everyone, have a blessed night. Yeah, have a blessed night. Have a good weekend, and tune in. Have a good one, guys.